Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Kareem Supreme. Check this out. I want to talk about the 35-year anniversary of. Wait, how the music go? Mike Tyson Punch-Out. How it go? Um. Now that music makes you think of intense concentration. Just listen to the music and you could just imagine yourself just concentrating hard because this game required heavy concentration. Matter of fact, this is the second game for NES I ever played. The first game was Super Mario, and the second game was Mike Tyson Punch-Out. I can't believe it's 35 years old. But anyway, yeah, it came out October 18th, 1987. And I remember my friend Glenn Mickey Jones, rest in peace. He died in 1996. But I was walking home from school or somewhere, and he was like, yo, yo, check this new game I got. So I went in his house. I grew up in the projects. This was in the projects, St. Simon's Projects. I went to his house and he had a TV in the kitchen on the floor with a Nintendo. I had never heard of a Nintendo before. I thought he was talking about an Atari 2600 or 5200 because 5200, the Atari 5200 at that time was only like 2 or 3 years old. And a couple of my friends had the 5200. I had the 2600. And I thought he was talking about a new game for the 5200 or something. But anyway, he was like, yeah, I got this new game, and it was Mario. And I had never I was blown away. The next day I came over his house. I said, can I come in there? Can I come in and play that new game with you? He was like, yeah, I got another game. It's called boxing. I was like, boxing? He was like, yeah. Now, Mike Tyson was the heavyweight champion of the world at the time. He was like, yeah, it's boxing with Mike Tyson. And I looked, it said Mike Tyson Punch-Out. I was like, oh, okay. And I was blown away. When I looked at the game, I was blown away because now I had boxing for the Atari 2600, and it was just two black and white arms. And whoever get the most punches in win, and that was it. It was a cheap 4-bit game. It was exciting for its time, but I was blown away when I saw the when I saw the graphics of Mike Tyson Punch-Out. I was blown away instantly. I had never saw anything like this. Mike Tyson was my favorite boxer at the time. I had never saw a Nintendo before. Never even heard of a Nintendo until that day. That was maybe around Christmas of '87. Maybe Thanksgiving. I mean, it may have been Thanksgiving of '87. It wasn't snow on the ground. I know it was cold. Oh, this guy's his alarm just went off. But anyway, yeah, I was blown away, and I remember he did most of the playing because I really didn't understand the controllers for the NES. I know that sounds, a bit, insane, but at the time I just didn't get the control paddle because I was used to playing the Atari joystick. With the Nintendo pad, with the Nintendo control pad, you had to they had an A, B button, up, down, left, right, select and start, but that threw me off. I wasn't used to it. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I got beat up by Glass Joe. And I remember he got up to the genie and he couldn't figure out how to beat the genie. I'm like, man, I'll never make it to the genie. And I was like 7 years old. You know what I mean? About 2 years later, I ended up getting the game for myself. I can't remember. I think my mother bought it for me or something like that. Oh, no. I borrowed it from my friend Terrence. And I borrowed it for a long time. For a long, long time. But yeah, I remember playing it. Day after day after day. Now, back then, we didn't play video games all day, every day, because I grew up in the era where, we played outside a lot. Nowadays, kids stay on video games all freaking day and night, all day and night. It's ridiculous. I mean, back then, we played games, mostly on the weekends or on our days off from school during the summer or, vacation days or whatever. It was rare that we played video games after school, especially in my household because we had to do homework, we had to do chores. We might sneak a game in or two, but not throughout the week, Plus, we had our favorite shows that came on weeknights. So, anyways, Mike Tyson Punch-Out. I ain't even gonna lie. I never beat Mike Tyson. Now my brother beat him before. I got to him, but I never beat him. Never beat him. But yeah, I never beat him. I remember when I first got to Don Flamingo. I couldn't beat him. I struggled with him for weeks. My Uncle Richard was like, you got to hit him with left, right combinations. Just go left, right, left, right, left, right. Now, I had been trying to beat this dude for 3 weeks. My Uncle Richard suggested the left, right, left, right. And I was like, how he know? He was old. He was like 10 or 11 years older than me, 10 years older than me. And I was like, man, how he know? But he was right. You know, I beat him in like 3 minutes. And, you know, you had other opponents like King Hippo, the Genie, Piston Honda. You had Von Kilmer's, Don Flamingo, Soda Popopinski, and who else? Did I say Bald Bull? You had the Macho Man. You had a bunch of them, and you had to fight some of them over again because some of them will rise in rank, and you have to fight them over again, and they will get harder and harder. It took a long time for me to get to Mike Tyson. I mean, a long time. I had to keep saving passcodes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think Mike Tyson Punch-Out is the greatest boxing game of all time. Don't get me wrong, there's better boxing games than Mike Tyson, but I believe it's the greatest boxing video game of all time. And the reason why I never beat Mike Tyson is because by the time it took probably like a year, you know, for me to get to him. The reason why I never beat him is because you know, I started getting other video games. Like I got Double Dribble, and that kind of like, you know, took up a lot of my time. Then I ended up getting Tecmo Bowl. Now, call it what you want, but Mike Tyson Punch-Out is the greatest boxing game of all time, and Tecmo Bowl is the greatest football game of all time. I didn't say the best, but I said the greatest. Don't get me wrong, you know, Madden and all of them were better, but there was nothing like Tecmo Bowl and Mike Tyson Punch-Out. It blew everybody away. Nobody was expecting a game, those types of games. You know what I mean? Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. Just imagine playing football with dots on Atari, little dots, and then you can actually play with Bo Jackson. You know, you can actually play with Ronnie Lott or, you know, Lawrence Taylor. You know what I mean? It just blew me away. And then you could fight Mike Tyson. It just mind-boggling, blown away. Y'all 80s, 70s and 80s babies know what I'm talking about. It blew us away. It was out of this world. It's like now you got all these virtual 4K games, and you know, that's mind-boggling too. But there was nothing like Mike Tyson Punch-Out, you know, at the time, and it's considered one of the greatest games of all time. That's just my opinion. Some of y'all may disagree. A lot of you millennials may disagree, you know, but hey, I lived it. I remember going from Atari. I remember the transition from Atari to Nintendo. It blew me away. I was blown away. And to this day, it's still my favorite game of all time. And rest in peace to Glenn Mickey Jones. He was murdered in 1996. He was the first person that introduced me to a Nintendo entertainment system, and he was the first person to introduce me to Mike Tyson Punch-Out. You know, rest in peace, brother. All right, y'all. Add this game to y'all collection. Peace.